Are you a professional and working in IT infrastructure? Are you a student and searching for IT related things? Yes, you are at the right place. Welcome to my channel.
Okay, so this is our agenda for today. First, we will download the VirtualBox installation file for Windows 10 because I am using the Windows 10 in my laptop. Then we will download the ISO file using which we will install the CentOS in the virtual machine. And then we'll do the installation part and configuration of networking, and obviously we'll allow the internet connection as well in the virtual machine. So let's see. For downloading the VirtualBox application, we'll open the browser and then we can type here download Oracle VirtualBox. So here we can find Windows host, Linux distribution, Solaris. So in every distribution we can install this package in different format. For Windows we can click here for Windows and this download will start. See here in the left side it is 103 MB. I am cancelling it because I have already downloaded it. Okay, so this is very simple. You just need to search in the Google and just open the first link which comes for the virtualbox.org. So here I have downloaded the VirtualBox application, that main exe file using which I will install the application in my Windows system. So here you can just right click and run as administrator. You can choose this option, just yes for acknowledgement. So the installation is very easy, you know, obviously for installing any application in the Windows, only next yes, and then the installation will be start. Okay, I am not doing here 1 second because I have already installed the application. I will directly open it. Now we need another file which is the ISO file using which we will do the installation of CentOS. So open Google once again and you can type here okay. So the first starting page you can see here the centos.org and you can follow the same link. Here obviously the ISO file is there. Just click 64-bit. Using any of the link you can download the ISO file. This is for ISO CentOS 8. For CentOS 7 you need to choose this one. Here it is for 8, this is for 7. So for 7 same process. Okay, so using any of the mirror you can download the ISO file in your system. So I am not going to download it 1 second because I have already saved it. Now I am opening the Oracle VirtualBox application. I am going to, there are already 2 VMs here which I have created earlier. So I am going to create a new VM. So here you need to choose the new option, then name of the VM. I am writing as my CentOS VM, right? You can choose the what is the operating system you are going to deploy in your VM. I am selecting Linux here, and then lots of versions are available. Okay, so I am choosing other Linux 64-bit. And next, what will be the memory size and RAM size of your system? So I am selecting 1 GB here. So there is the hard disk creation, hard disk for your virtual machine. Recommended size is 8 GB, and I am going to create. I am choosing the second option, create a virtual hard disk now. right? So what type of file of the disk? VDI, VHD and VMDK. So lots of differences are here. So for basic I will tell these things in later on in my other videos. So for now, for basic operation I am choosing the first one. Next, to storage on physical hard disks. So actual physical hard disks, so I am choosing the, I am lefting the default option here. And next, so here we can mention the size of the disk. If I need suppose if I need 10 GB, so I can mention here, and that will be the actual VM disk file path, right? Now choose create. Okay, the VM is now created with its all information. Now we have to mount the ISO image, and we can install from the same downloaded ISO image. Okay, so go to select the VM which you have created, go to settings, then storage, then this disk drive, select empty disk drive, and I want to mount my ISO image. So click here, and you can choose, you can browse and choose the image from here. So I am selecting this CentOS image. Okay, click OK once again. Right, now start your system. Great. So first option, install CentOS, you know, obviously we need to select this option. Then it is actually reading from the ISO image. Great, it will take some time, approx 1 minute or 2 minutes maybe. So it is loading all the drivers actually and starting up the basic drivers to boot on from the ISO image. So the screen appears here. We need to select the language here. So I am selecting the default English United States. Continue. Great. So in the next step we have lots of options here. So I will select the basics ones for this installation purpose and this is demo purpose. Okay, so here is the software selection. You can select whatever software you want to install during the OS installation, right? So I am choosing the minimal install, then click on the done. And very important part is here, your installation destination, that's when your hard disk. So here is your 10 GB hard disk which I have created earlier during the VM configuration. Okay, so here are two options, automatically configure the partition or I will configure the partition manually. So we can choose manual here, right? Or I can choose automatic partition. Using the manually, I can mention the partition sizes for each and every partition. That is very easy, you can do it by yourself. Okay, so for this demo purpose I am choosing the automatically configure partition. Select done. Right, so just click on the begin installation. Here during the starting of the installation you need to input the root password. I am giving one simple password here. And obviously you can also create some normal users here using this option during the installation. Later on you can do the same thing, no issues. So it is going to take some time, approx 2 to 5 minutes, so I am skipping this video. Okay, so our installation is done. The last option is to reboot the system after the installation. Okay, so our system is booted back and I can log in with the credential I have created during the installation, right? Yeah. First thing, you can change the host name here. etc host name. Okay, so host name is changed now. So next thing, we need to change the IP address, or we need to configure the IP address of the system. For that, I am going to power up the system once again and need to do some changes in the network from Oracle VM background. Okay, init0 is the command to power off, or you can as well as use the power up command, right? So I am selecting the CentOS VM which I have created and then go to settings, network. See, here are 4 adapters by default. Adapter 1 is the NAT network and these are not attached, right? So using NAT network, we can access the internet in the VM, and if we want to connect the VM from our host machine, you need to enable one more adapter which is host only adapter, right? So here I have created 2 Ethernet adapter from my host machine for this virtual machine. Okay, so I am selecting the second one. Anything you can choose here, no problem. Then click OK. So 2 things need to remember. First thing is NAT network. NAT is for your internet connection in the VM. Second is for host only adapter, which is to connect from your host machine in this VM, so that you can do the SSH from your host machine in this VM. Then you power on the system once again. It will take a few seconds to boot up because this is the fresh installation, so it will not take much time during booting, because there is no such application or any configuration. Right, it came. So here I am login, just logged in, and you can see IP address using IP space a command. See, there are 2 networks. One is ENP0S3 and S8, right? So for S8 you have the IP address for this host only adapter, and for ENP0S3 no IP address is provided, right? So if we ping google.com, I hope it will not reply anything. Okay, but this system you can connect from your host machine using this IP. Just remember the IP address 192.168.1.102. I have the putty in my system 192.168.1.102. Click yes. We are in the CentOS VM, right? So for this one we need to check in the background in the virtual machine settings. Go to the network section. NAT is allowed here, no problem. Another thing, just check. Another thing needs to check. Go to the file option and host network manager. Yep. No, not this option. File option and this preferences. In preferences, the network option is there. So here also NAT and NAT network selected, right? So no need to worry. Yeah. Just for final touch up, just go to sysconfig, network script, do ls here. Yeah. You can see only one configuration file is there, but you have two Ethernet adapters. You need to create another one. So just simply copy it for the 8. Right, now we have to just check one by one. So the first one is from the DHCP. Great. And made the on boot to yes, so that when you reboot, the network card will be up automatically after the reboot. Then check the second one. Okay, here you just change few things. Here also you make this one. It will be S8. Name will be S8. And everything looks fine. Just reboot the system. Just save it and you may restart the network. You just reboot the system, that will be better. Okay, so background, in the background you can see the system is getting rebooted because we have connected to PuTTY. Just check if you can find if any error is showing here or not for the network related information, right? So you no need to log in here in the system. You have the PuTTY and you just click restart the session. There may be some problem. No, the login prompt came. It is okay. Now check the IP address. See, now the first network adapter it got some IP address, public IP, and this was previously already assigned. Now I believe you can connect to the internet. Ping google.com. See, now you can list to Google from your system. This was for today. See you in my next video. Bye bye.